Akinbobola, a pregnant woman, has tragically passed away after allegedly being denied medical treatment at a private medical facility due to her inability to pay a 500,000 naira deposit. The incident, which was initially shared on Instagram by her husband, Akinbobola Folajimi, has sparked widespread outrage on social media. In a heartbreaking video, Kemi, visibly weak, was seen inside the car while her husband pleaded with her to stay conscious. My goodness, Kemi, look at me. Stay strong. Look at me. Think about your kids, please. You need to be very strong for me, he desperately urged. According to Folajimi, the private hospital refused to provide emergency care without the deposits. Despite his pleas for immediate attention while he sourced the money, the hospital allegedly turned them away. Private hospitals in Nigeria, the doctor told me to deposit 500,000 naira and I begged him to start doing whatever was needed to save my wife. But they drove us out like they didn't care, he recounted. He added that they were referred to a general hospital in Ekpe, but Kemi did not survive the journey. Even the doctor knows that Ekpe from Lekwe is way too far for such a condition. Before we rushed her to Ekpe, she was gone, he lamented. The video has ignited a wave of criticism over the state of healthcare in Nigeria and the alleged negligence of private hospitals. Effort to reach Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hundeyi for comments were unsuccessful at the time of filing this report. Now, when I saw this, when I read this report, so many things came to mind.
Okay.
The oath being sworn by doctors is to protect, to save.
Yes.
Why then do you think the core is usually about the money being paid first?
Otaria, I must tell you for free that the level at which the doctors in Nigeria are pushing up these deposits issue is really appalling. It's bad. It's too bad. It's fermented. It's disheartening. Now you see someone who came in on the proxy of an emergency. Attend to the life first, and maybe if you've been able to save the life of that person, the money will come. But putting in money in first before the life, then that is wickedness. That is dark-heartedness.
But the practice, the oath they swore was to protect
lives.
To
protect lives first. Now, and you're after the money involved. And the another part is that even our government does not see anything wrong with this. Even I'm talking to you while I'm mentioning the government, because even in public-owned hospitals, these things also come into play. They will direct you. You came with an emergency. They will direct you to where you go and buy some drugs, where you can do this, and you pay in money, all those things, of which you attend to. The emergency should be emergency. It is called emergency. What is the work of an emergency? Emergency should be attend to this as emergency. Attend to save the life first. Put in all your best to save the life. Then, even if the person, there's nobody that you will save the life of the wife, the child, or the man's life, and the person will not reciprocate. The person must pay back. Yes, to me, I was even thinking that if there's no money for deposit, something you just maybe bring in a form. Just sign here. Just sign here that we'll pay. But before the signing, they should attend to the lives. While you as you're attending to the life, your doctor, maybe one of the nurses that are bringing a form to say, okay, sign that you will pay back this money. While you're attending to the life, the man will sign, and maybe you sign with phone number and everything as address. But now you're concerned about the money. What is 500,000 naira compared to a life? Otaria, what is 500,000 naira compared to a life? Can 500,000 buy a life? And that is why the government should, most of these private hospitals should go through some level of screening before they can be enacted as what as hospital. You cannot come up and you're bringing this in the Western world. Things like this does not showcase. Yes, things like this does not. This is fermented. I'm trying to recall the possibility behind this, that you are after money at the expense of life. Is it not the money? Is it not barbaric? Is it not appalling?
I want to draw your thought on an idea which I want to share with you. Do you think that if most of these private hospitals are shut down and these doctors are put back into the public system, we'll have a better public-facing hospital system.
Otare, you've just said the gospel. You've just said the gospel truth. Yes. Do you know why private hospitals have been is an increase now? I will tell you. If you go to these government-owned hospitals, most of these doctors, they own these private hospitals. If you go there, they will tell you that most of the times when government releases these drugs to them, money for these drugs to them, they will take most of these drugs down to their private hospitals. And when you go there, they will refer you to their own private hospital unknown to you. I've gone there, not 100 cases, not 50 cases. The populace can attest to this, what I've just said there. They will refer you to their own hospital. Oh, now you're telling me that a government-owned hospital cannot afford, does not have maybe ampicillin, or does not have a paracetamol.
Do you think the Ministry of Health and the heads of affairs in that ministry, do you think they are aware?
That's why I say the government, they're lagging behind. The government, if you're in Ministry of Health, your work is not to sit in the office and cross your legs and maybe you're reading newspapers. No, you should be you should be at the forefront. Leave your office, go into these offices, take them unaware, and you will see countless issues. Not that when you're coming, you blow siren. Yes, maybe the permanent secretary is coming, or what? Or commissioner is coming. You take in 50 sirens, and before you get there, you start putting calls that this place is coming. You take them continuously. Go on tricycle. Let them not know who is there. You sit and you observe. I'm telling you, you will see over 100 cases, and there you will sanction them. But when you are going there, you tell them that I'll be coming by next week Thursday, and you've already armed them, and before you know, they start placing their files. And all that. You go with one or two cameramen and auditors. Once you sit there, you just observe, you just sit as a patient. Maybe you go as a patient. You sit, they will also act to you that way. Then you will not get facts and find that you want. Anyone you need to sanction is the one you sack. And see, Otara, I frown. Do you know why I frown with this government? I frown with the Nigerian government.
Why?
Nigerian government, we are concerned about frivolities, in the sense that if you are not in the same group with me, you're not in the same cabal with me, I see you as the enemy of the country, of the state. But even if you're doing the wrong thing, if you're doing the wrong thing, and you're in the same cabal with me, I see you as the best. I see you as a saint. I see you as a second Jesus. Let me use that word. Now, but it shouldn't be so. A spade should be called a spade, and not a farming tool, or agricultural tool. No. So the fact the government should come into play, should look at these things to make sure that if persons, the health said no. When we talk about basic amenities, we are looking at about health. We're looking about food, shelter, all this. So if we can cater for food costs and all that, and health. But I will end by this. Otara, solely and holistically, the government of Nigeria, they are not after the masses. They are not after the well-being of Nigerians. They are not after the well-being of the peasants. They are not after the well-being of the common man. They are after their selfish, greedy, sole interests, and not the affairs of the masses. So on that part, they turn deaf ears.
When things like this happen.
Not when things like this happen. They turn their deaf ear to things that bothers the populace. They're concerned about what they are after is individualistic issues and not the general masses.
Now, what are your thoughts as regards people planning better? Pregnancy doesn't just show up full time. Pregnancy, is a slow process. It grows by the month. Do you think this family planned enough for the arrival of this baby?
Otara, the country is hard. The country is not smelling to anybody. Now, for example, let's say this man, for instance, he works where he's being paid 50,000 a month. With the current economy, how will he save up to 500,000 for deposit? how will he save up to? Because he must feed, he must pay rent, he must buy clothes, he must do all this. I'm not saying he shouldn't plan, but if we're looking at maybe they said he should deposit 10,000 naira, and he said he does not have, would have been looking at him? Look at the amount.
Thank you so much for your insight on that report, and this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Atlantic Society Watch.